Today I will help you to understand the basics of the motions, how the things are connected. And this session will be very useful those who are planning for the national enters like JEE and NEET, right? So and also those who are starting the physics, this is a very important session for them also. So let's start with this. So what are the first things we are learning? That is the displacement. Next is the velocity. Next is the accelerations, right? So when you're starting the physics, first we are learning what is the displacement. I hope all of you know displacement. It's a vector quantity, right? So displacement means the shortest distance between any two point. I think I don't need to go to details for this. Now what is velocity? So velocity means let's say an object is in A and object is in time t1, time t2. So you are in these positions, you travel from A to B. It took time t1 to t2. That means you, in language of physics, you have changed your positions from A to B. Okay. So what will be your displacement? If this is an x1, this is an x2. So your displacement will be x2 minus x1 in this direction, right? And how much time it took? T2 minus T1, right? So in T2 minus T1 time, you are traveling x2 minus x1. So this is called the calculation of velocity, right? So my displacement with respect to the time, that means I took T2 minus T1 second, I took this second T2 minus T1 to travel from A to B, right? So time is very important here, fine. So this is the definition of velocity. I did a displacement and I took some time. So velocity means displacement by time, right? Why I am writing like this? I will help you to understand with the slope. So velocity is a ratio between displacement and time. Now what about acceleration? We know that acceleration means whenever there is a change in velocity, the velocity is getting changed for a vehicle, for an object. That time acceleration came, right? So what is the acceleration? Acceleration means v2 minus v1 by t2 minus t1. So acceleration means there is a change in velocity happen with respect to some time. Fine. So if I write it again, then acceleration A is change in velocity with respect to time. So change of velocity happen in acceleration. So this same thing we are writing like v minus u by t, where v is the final velocity, u is the initial velocity, t is the time interval with which time this story happened. Like the object started at u, object reached to v, and how much time it took, that is t. So if this is t1, this is t2, you can also write t1 minus t2 is equal to t. So you need to be adapted in this approach, right? Now, who is causing all this? Who is causing? That is force. Okay. So force causing acceleration. Okay. Who told Newton's second law? As all of you know that force is equal to mass into acceleration, or you can say F is equal to mv minus mu by t, right? So change in momentum with respect to time, and this A is equal to v minus u by t. So force is equal to mass into acceleration. That means if mass is constant, this force will cause acceleration. And what is the meaning of acceleration? What is actually going to happen? Acceleration will change the velocity from u to v. Okay, so force cause acceleration, acceleration cause change in velocity. So this is the relation. So whenever you are doing revision in your home, please go like this. If you go like this, if you write like this during the time of your revision, I am telling you this will be very, very helpful for you. So go like this. Okay. So whenever you are going to revise, you have to think that force is the mastermind, right? So force cause acceleration, acceleration cause the change in velocity. So that's why we are saying that whenever there is a movement, whenever there is a motion, that is caused by force. So what is force? Force cause motion, or force is trying to cause motion. If you So when you start your physics, what is the first word in class 5, 6, 7? So push and pull. So push means what? This is push and this is pull. So in push pull actually you are applying force. First you learn from opening the door. You are pushing the door or pulling the door. That means you are applying force. And that push or pull is trying to move the door, the window, the object, the wall. So what force is trying to do? Force is actually trying to make a move. Force is trying to make a move. Then what kind of movement? So this is the linear movement, the translatory movement. This is the vertical movement caused by force, and other is the rotational movement. If something is rotating, like if this ball is rotating in the axis, right? So this is called rotational motions. It's not having translatory motion. It's just rotating. So this rotational motion also caused by force, right? Fine. So these are the very basic part of physics, and you should revise like this, so that you will not be get nervous at the time of revision. So I want to help you how to do a better revisions, right? Okay. So these are the basic thing helping from class 8 to class 11 student. Now what we have seen that velocity means, again I am saying s2 minus s1 by t2 minus t1. Acceleration means v2 minus v1 by t2 minus t1. So these all are the rate measurer. That means this is time dependent, changing with time. That's called rate measurer. Now in better advanced way, we can say that it is as in ddt, right? So ddt, this is an operator. Okay, this applied, and this cause, this is a parameter, this cause like dvdt. So whenever you are saying dvdt, that's we are saying acceleration. This is for instantaneous acceleration. Now v is equal to ds dt or dx dt. So these are called instantaneous velocity. So if you see this ddt operators is in place. So this is called rate measurers. The things are changed with time. Now, if things are not getting changed with time, what's going to happen? We know that in calculus, any variable ddt of constant, let's say any constant will be 0. Let's say dd any variable you can take, ddx of any kind of constant k, it will be 0. So, if things are not getting changed with some velocity, with some variables, that's called 0. Let's say you are having an object, okay? So, this is an s and this is time t. For this one, what we can say that the displacement is not getting changed. The displacement is stopped, hang, right? So that means object at rest. So when object at rest, what we are going to say to this one, ds dt, it will be 0. So we can explain this way also, that object at rest, s is constant, rate of change of s, when change of s with time is 0, ds dt is 0, that means velocity is 0. So an object at rest, velocity is 0. Now similarly, you can interpret with the for velocity. Like what happened for velocity? If you draw the graph of velocity and time. So what is going to happen if I write like this? This line is parallel to the time axis t, right? So that means velocity will be here constant. So if velocity constant, then acceleration is equal to, we know that dvdt will be 0. Because ddt of anything constant will be 0, because that's not getting changed with time. So it will be 0, right? So this is one interpretation. Now one more interpretation of this, I come now, the slope. The word slope is introduced in the class 8 or class 9, right? From the class 9 physics, this word has been introduced, and I have seen the lots of students having confusion. Definitely they should have confusion, like they are first time getting these words. Now I will try to help you to understand what is slope here, right? So let me go to that. First let me tell you what is slope. Actually this velocity means ds dt, okay? So also velocity is because we are saying slope of st graph, So this is actually, we can say slope, or you can say s2 minus s1 by t2 minus t1. So slope is equivalent to this ds dt for velocity is equivalent to change in displacement by change in time. Okay, so they are all equal. So you can go in any way. So now what happened that let me show you calculate the slope. So from where the slope is came, the equation of straight line. This is the standard equation of a straight line which will be introduced in class 10, right? Equation of a straight line. So this is the linear equation. The power of x and y is 1. This is called linear equation. Example is like y is equal to 4x plus 5. So this will be a linear equation which we have seen in the class 9 algebra, right? So these are the linear equations. So when you are solving this, you will get a straight line. If you have a data plot with the straight line, it will be a straight line data, right? So this is a linear equation. So here this is the standard equation of straight line. Here we are saying slope is equal to m, or we are saying tan theta, right? Fine. Now I'll help you to understand what actually mean, right, in real life. Okay. Now let's draw velocity time graph. Velocity time graph. So let's say this is a straight line. So velocity time graph straight line means all of you know that this means this will be a acceleration, right? So this will be the acceleration. Now if I want to take a slope from here to here, so definition of slope is m is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So what is y2? And so let's say this, the coordinate of this point is x1 y1, coordinate of this point is x2 y2, right? So x1 y1 means this is the x1 and this will be the y1 point, right? This is the y-axis. Now this will be again the x2. This is x1, so this will be x2 and this part will be y2. Now if you take a triangle from here, if you take this is as in theta, so theta is the alignment of this straight line with this x-axis, right? So this will be again theta. So if you take tan theta will be the perpendicular by base. That means this part is y2 by y1, this part is x2 by x1, right? So you got the tan theta, that is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So this tan theta is called the slope of the straight line. Okay? So a straight line is getting defined by its slope. So this ratio will be constant throughout the line. If you extend this line like this, if you take any 2 points, this slope will be constant. That means this alignment will be unchanged. Now, so this here BT graph. So what will be the slope of BT graph? So so slope of BT graph is called acceleration. So acceleration will be v2 minus v1 by t2 minus t. I hope you can able to see my screen perfectly. Yes. So v2 minus v1 by t2 minus t1. So this came from this concept of straight line. So basic thing is you have to know slope means presenting the alignment of a straight line, the tan theta. If a straight line is having an angle theta with the x-axis in the anti-clockwise direction, like means this in anti-clockwise directions, this tan of theta will be the slope of the straight line, right? And that's getting presented like this. I have shown you. This is a proof. Change of the y-axis by change of the x-axis for any 2 points. So that's called slope. So now we are using this part for VT graph. So in VT graph, V is the y-axis, T is the x-axis. So acceleration will be the slope of the VT graph, that is v2 minus v1 by t2 minus t1. So you have to practice like this. Whenever you are going to practice, the student of class 9, 10 or 11, whatever, you go like this. If you go like this, you can you can go ahead with lots of critical problem and you will not be confused. Fine. So this is the slope. Now you are getting lots of questions from here, like calculate you will get the graph, like you get the graph between V and T. Between V and T graph, they will give this is the V, right, and this is T. So if they are giving this point, like this is 3, this is 2, this is 5, this is 7. Now what is the slope? Now they will ask you what is the acceleration you are getting from VT graph. So acceleration means So what is the coordinate of this point? This point is 2, 3, right? X is 2, y is 3. And what is the coordinate of this point? X is 7, y is 5, right? So it will be 7, 5. So what will be the slope of this straight line? That will be m is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, right? That means y2 is 7, y1 is 3. So it will be 7 minus 3, x2 is 5, x1 is 2. So this will be 5 minus 2. So you will be getting 4 by 3. So this will be the slope of the straight line and this will be the acceleration. So your answer will be acceleration will be 4 by 3 meter per second square, right? So this will be the acceleration of this BT graph. So similarly you can get questions for ST graph also. Okay, so in my next class, follow my sessions. I am going to help you how to revise and how to gain confidence in this kinematic parts. Okay, thanks for watching the session. Follow my next session.